Yo, what's going on, guys? It's time for another reaction video, and this is a follow-up to the previous two videos. This is a three-part reaction I'm doing. The first one was Mr. Beast hydraulic versus a Lamborghini, and then the second one was Dan Mason. It was kind of like a behind-the-scenes look at that first video, and then now this is the third one I'm doing, and this is we built Mr. Beast a jet-powered car, and this is from Donut Media, and they're the ones that built the actual car that Mr. Beast used in the first video. So didn't know initially when I started to do this one it was going to be a three-part, but once I saw that those other two videos were out there, I figured it only made sense to do all of them. So let's get right into it.
This is a jet-powered car, and that is Mr. Beast.
How's it going? And if this car can't jump over those school buses, my video's ruined.
And to make things even more interesting, we put this whole thing together in about 30 days, and we have no idea if it works.
Send the jet engine! Go, go, go! Oh!
I'm James. Welcome to Donut.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
So Mr. Beast hit us up and asked us to build him a jet-powered car. This dude is the biggest YouTuber in the world, so obviously we said yes. And we're all super stoked and optimistic about this project.
There's no way. There's no way.
Come on, why not?
30 days
Jerry,
to build a rocket car?
Why not? Explain.
Okay, so technically we have a few problems. To actually pull this off, we're gonna need to find a car that we can attach jets to. We're gonna need to find jets and then figure out how to put them on the car. And we'll need a way to control the car without someone having to be inside of it. Luckily, we're really good at buying dumb vehicles. So first things first, we hopped on Greg's list to find ourselves a car.
And this is what we ended up with. It's a 1997 Firebird, a car that sort of looks fast, but it's not something that we really feel too bad about destroying. You ready to hear this baby purr? That's what a V6 is supposed to sound like. Let's take the thing for a spin.
There's something loose on this front left. I don't know what it is.
I thought I could hear a little squeaky noise coming from the left rear. Listen, this thing really just has to live for about 2,000 more miles.
So now that we have our car, all we gotta do is put jets on it.
You just can't go to jetengine.com.
But we're not in.
Obviously they made it work because I saw the video already, but seeing this is pretty cool of them racking their brains at how they're gonna do this.
We're not even figuring that part out.
Turns out buying jets isn't as easy as you'd think. You need all kinds of permits to buy the type of engines that we need. Plus, we've never worked with jets before and have no idea how to even use them. But we told Mr. Beast we'd build him a jet-powered car, so we have to find a solution. And that's when Jeremiah came up with a brilliant idea. Go on YouTube and type in jet engine. And that's when we found a guy who just might be crazy enough to help us out.
Matt, take it away.
Yeah, my name's Matt from Warp Perception.
Turns out Matt has put jet engines on a bunch of things. Not only does Matt have access to the jet engines we need, he also volunteered to help us put them on the car.
All right, Matt, so Mr. Beast wants us to jump a car.
Can you imagine getting that random call? You're just like, well, first Donut even getting the call. Donut Media, if you guys aren't familiar with them, do lots of cool car videos. Been watching them for years. But then them reaching out to this dude randomly because they found him on YouTube and be like, hey, we're working on this video. Oh, by the way, it's for Mr. Beast. That's crazy. The world of social media and how YouTube connects people is amazing.
Car over the length of a football field. Is this something you think we're going to be able to do?
Yeah, that's doable.
So we have our jets, but that brings us to a new problem. Matt lives all the way in Chicago, and we're gonna need to bring the car to him. Now, you might not be surprised to learn that we didn't exactly buy the best condition Firebird, so we're gonna need to do some road trip prep.
I will see you in Chicago very soon, Matt.
See you here. You're welcome in Chicago.
Why didn't they just put it on a truck and ship it there instead of physically driving it? Or would it take too long? I mean, I don't know. I've seen a lot of one-way transport where they could have just put it on a piggyback of a truck and taken it there.
Yeah, baby.
Step 1, install a sick vinyl wrap. We're also gonna need beefier suspension to withstand the impact of the ramp at high speed.
We've got a few things to do to get this thing ready for the big jump. We're gonna be replacing the stock wheels and tires with a sick set of ESRs. And we have some fresh suspension just to freshen this thing up a little bit so that we leave the ramp nice and predictably.
After a few days of work, it's finally time to hit the road. Justin is making great time and certain.
Looks like a completely different car now. That vinyl wrap and the fact they went from white to red.
Certainly nothing bad will happen in Nebraska.
What happened?
The whole pulley fell off. There's supposed to be a pulley right here, and now the belt is just rubbing against this bare bearing.
We only have 15 days left before Jet Car needs to be in North Carolina and not broken. So, unfortunately, we have to get a trailer and tow the car the rest of the way to Matt's shop.
Push it into the shop.
All right, guys, I'm here. Ready to get started? What's up, Matt? What's up, Justin? What's up?
First order of business now that we're in Chicago, check out that shiny bean. Second order of business, fix that pulley that made the car undrivable.
So all I need to do, replace the belt and replace this pulley. Should be simple, 15-minute job. Never works out that way.
And with the F-Bird fixed, it's finally time to check out the jets.
Why not take Matt's jet-powered scooter out first, man? Dude, this thing is f***ing terrifying.
Dude, this guy's a warrior, man.
Justin's a dummy. Now, when you think of a jet engine, you probably think of the big old honkers on a fighter jet. We're going with something, obviously, a lot smaller. Now, specifically, this is a single-stage turbojet engine. It actually has a lot of similarities with a turbo that you'd find in a car engine. Now, there are a couple components to focus on. Now, this compressor wheel is what pulls in air.
That looks much smaller than what was in the Mr. Beast video. So if they just used this and like beefed it up visually, and that's what actually pushed it that far along, that would be pretty impressive. But I kind of have a feeling that this is what they're starting with and they're going to end up having to upgrade, but I could be wrong. I guess we're going to find out.
Into the combustor. Now, this would be the equivalent of a combustion chamber in your car. Now, air gets pulled through and compressed in the combustor. Fuel gets squirted in through these nozzles right here. Now, you have compressed air, you have fuel, you get spark in there. When that spark happens, you get exhaust coming out, which spins the turbine wheel. And this turbine wheel is on the same shaft as the compressor, so you get more air being pulled through. So you can see how similar that is to how a turbo works. Now, the excess exhaust gas gets shot out this nozzle right here, and you get forward thrust.
We'll be attaching 7 of these jets to our Firebird for a total.
Now it makes more sense. 7 of them, not just one.
Of 550 pounds of thrust. Now that's not much compared to a commercial plane like a 747, which makes over 100 times that. But when we combine this with the acceleration from our V6, it should give us enough beans to clear the football field. Also, unlike a regular car, the jets will keep our Firebird accelerating even after it leaves the ramp.
I wonder if they had to weight down the front a little bit too to keep it from flying up. I know the engine itself is fairly heavy, but they're not designed to have this much propulsion from the rear either, so I'm sure they're going to discuss it, but that's my first immediate thought, is just flying upward.
Pretty cool.
So now we just need to slap 7 of these bad boys on the back of our Firebird. Should be easy, right?
All right, so we are waiting on some parts to get here.
Supply chain issues have delayed some of the crucial parts to mount the jet engines. So instead, we got to move on to the RC system. Our solution to this problem is to attach big servos to the steering wheel and the throttle so that Nolan can drive it like a regular remote control car.
We're pretty much building a full-scale RC car. I'm going to do this sort of quick coupling adapter for the steering wheel. Amazon does not have the hub adapter for the steering wheel for this car for some reason, so it looks like we're just going to have to make it. Wow. And I love making parts from leftover scraps.
Now that our hub adapter is made, everything's looking good and moving swimmingly. Our plan actually worked, so yes! Good thing happened. This remote control system here actuates the brake pedal as well as there's a steering servo. So now there's no, human controls. So the wiring is good. The system has power. Oh my God, it's turning. What? That's so sick. Sure. What? That is sick. Whoa, it's moving. Look, I'll be honest, I am a little nervous because I want us to be able to jump this thing, but I'm also really excited to do this.
I imagine they use stuff like this in movies all the time, but I don't really know for sure. So if there's anybody who happens to be watching this that has anything to do with movie production, let me know. Is it pretty pretty normal for maybe the riskier shots to use a remote control vehicle like this.
This is amazing. This is super cool.
After a few days of working on the RC system, the missing jet parts finally arrived.
So now that we're this far, the only real thing that's causing us issues is we don't have a lot of time to test it. We are in a rush. So hopefully we can get as much development time in this very short amount of time we have left.
It's been a long day. We have the fuel lines hooked up. All we gotta do is put some fuel in the tank and we get to fire it up and hear it for the first time. You need this? Yeah.
Could you guys imagine if like they didn't find this dude on YouTube that was familiar with this, how far along they'd probably be right now? They're right down to the wire. Was it 3 or 4 days out? And they're still got a ways to go. But if they'd been doing it solo without this guy's help, they may have not been able to make that 30-day deadline.
To test this, we have to start all 7 engines at the same time to check the amp draw. We are in a neighborhood. It's 10 p.m., but gotta do what we gotta do.
The jets are finally running, or so we thought.
So we got 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 started. 3 didn't, so we're gonna do something with that battery and try again, right?
Only 2 of the engines had actually fired up at full throttle, meaning we have a serious wiring issue to figure out. And the jump is like in 3 days. So we have no choice but to deal with those issues when we get there.
Wow.
This is WD-40 brand, and guess what? They're the sponsor of today's awesome video. Let's go! The WD-40 brand is more than just a classic name. They're game changers, born out of literal rocket science. You can Google it. And they've got more than just the original WD-40 formula with their innovative specialist line. We're talking dozens of specialized heavy-duty solutions with tailored delivery systems for the garage, the factory, the farm, wherever the tough job is. With delivery systems like Easy Reach, Smart Straw, and Big Blast, the original WD-40 formula and specialist line help next-level pros get the job done right. We've been using WD-40 products at Donut since the very beginning, and to be honest, everyone around the world's been using them since 1953 for a reason. If it works great in outer space, it works even better here on Earth. So whatever kind of next level pro you are, find your next level solution at WD40.com or just click the link below.
So now, while the boys made their way to North Carolina, I hopped on a jet-powered vehicle of my own. A jet.
We just found out that Nolan and Phil and Justin are about 2 hours late. They're 2 hours later than they said they would be here. So it's not a really great look for Donut.
There they are. Jet car has landed.
With all of us finally together, we got our first look at Mr. Beast's jump. A full quarter-mile drag strip leading to a massive ramp over an entire football field with 12 school buses on it.
I love the
Think about that. They spent a whole month working on just a car, and this is a team of what, like 5 guys? How many people did it take to build the ramp? And how many people did it take to build the big pit that they dropped the other car in? And how many people did it take to build the house that is the reconstruction of that house from the video game? I mean, like, this is insane, the amount of work that goes into these videos that Mr. Beast does. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch the first of these 3 videos that I did together, where it's the first one is Mr. Beast versus the hydraulic car. Hydraulic versus a Lamborghini, sorry.
Optimistically tall landing ramp as well.
The landing ramp is taller than this ramp.
And meanwhile, we're sitting here thinking, should we tell him our car doesn't work yet? We still have to address all the problems with the car. Plus, we haven't done any testing to make sure Nolan can actually drive the thing without crashing. And to make things even worse, we were informed that the algorithm doesn't like green flames. So we had to take them off.
Okay, we're at the track. The jump is tomorrow, but we still don't know what's up with those 5 engines that didn't fully spin up. So we gotta test that.
And then we opened up the trunk and found another problem.
We got a giant pool of kerosene sitting in the bottom of the trunk.
The kerosene fuel from the jets spilled everywhere during the road trip, and all of the electronics got soaked.
Oh, that was sick. Ugh.
Did it all come out?
Fuel?
Yeah.
I think so. Caps on.
Dude, that's a lot of it. Oh my God.
We spilled a bunch of kerosene on our engine control units, so Matt and I have taken them out of the car. Matt's gonna clean them, and then we'll put them back together. Hopefully no kerosene has gotten into weird electrical connections and messed it up. I'm so tired, and this is very stressful.
If the electronics don't work, neither will our jets. So we have no choice but to sit here and wait for them to dry out. A few hours later, everything seems dry enough.
I think they're the perfect temperature.
So Matt and Nolan wired up the first jet.
But I'm actually nervous here because we won't be able to get another one if one of these gets damaged. So no sleep.
Now it's time to see if it actually works.
Okay, so that's one that we know works. So now we just kind of have to connect the stuff back together how we already did, and hopefully all 7 fire back up. We're gonna test all 7 engines at the same time, make sure they can all hit full throttle at the same time. All right, so we're in the car now. We're gonna see how much the jets can move the car on their own. We're gonna put in neutral and see what happens. Yeah.
I was about to say they're brave for even getting in there like that. It's a good thing they made the decision to stop and get out.
Cut it.
That was no engine? That was just all jet?
All jet in neutral.
Nice.
Okay, so that was only slightly terrifying, but we have run out of daylight and we still haven't tested the RC system yet. So we have very little time in the morning and then we have to do the jump. We're back. I've got a full night's sleep and I feel great. Okay, we got 2 hours until Mr. Beast gets here. 2 hours sounds like a lot of time, but it's really not. When we got here, the jet engines were pouring gas all over the track. Luckily, we addressed that. Still, the brakes don't work. I've never driven it with the RC system, but I guess the good news is that Jimmy gets here in 2 hours. So.
We have 20 minutes left. We are finally testing the RC system. We're still having some trouble with the brakes, right down to the wire, as we always are.
Okay, here we go. So. We're gonna go to the midpoint location where I'm gonna be sitting for the run. The car works. Now we just gotta test it with driving with the FPV system, get some practice in. Whew.
Oh yeah, not only will Nolan be controlling an actual car with a remote controller, but he's also gonna be wearing FPV goggles from a drone, and we have done absolutely no testing with any of this stuff either.
We better not.
Kind of random. I just watched the movie Deja Vu last night, which is an older movie from, I don't know, 10 years or so ago. But there's a part of it where Denzel Washington is like wearing this headset to see into the past while also driving a vehicle in the current time. And I don't know, I just seeing that he's going to be driving this vehicle with a remote control and a FPV made me think of that scene from that movie.
Crashing now, because we only got one jet car. Oh my god.
That's insane.
Oh, I just lost feed, dude. Brake's not working. Oh yeah, it is. Dude, that was a minute of helmet time before it cut out. Like the feed cut out. A little stressed right now, yeah. Near the end of the track, like the feed on the goggles cut out, so I just lost control. Man, dude, that was a little nerve-wracking, I gotta be honest. Big time, big time.
But before we can figure out a solution to the goggles, we just got word that the beast has landed.
What's up, Jimmy? How's it going, man?
Good. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Oh my God. Are you going to start all the way down there?
Yeah.
Thankfully, Mr. Beast and his friends are all impressed.
I'm bringing my 2-year-old out here. This is like, I feel like gonna make me the coolest dad ever.
So I turn this in the hypothetical wheel turn. Oh my God. Oh, that's so cool. It is very cool, but I don't know, I'm just used to things breaking. Whenever, sometimes I touch stuff like this and then it just stops working and it delays set by.
It's not gonna stop working.
Okay, here,
No,
just, make sure it still works. All right, I'll see you in a minute, car. Godspeed, car. Where's it going? All you, I'm done.
And now it's time for the jump. But here's the thing, we're not gonna jump jet car just yet. We're actually gonna jump not a jet car.
Not a jet car!
It's just a regular car.
Now, in order to demonstrate how good jet car is, Mr. Beast also bought a second Firebird that we also need to jump off a ramp. And the entire time that we've been working on jet car, Justin has been working all day mounting the remote control system to not a jet car. But there are 2 problems. Number 1, the FPV issue. If Nolan falls out of range, he can crash the car. So I came up with the idea to drive down the drag strip in a side-by-side to stay close enough to the signal. Problem solved. But there's also a more complicated problem.
I can hear the throttle moving. There you go.
Not a jet car might look the same as jet car, but it's a different model year. And our remote controlled gas pedal won't work with the newer throttle body. And we have no time to fabricate a new system. So we'll need another way to accelerate the car.
We didn't get this car working the way we wanted, but we're gonna do it the caveman way. Throw a brick on the pedal and send it to the moon.
All right, we're just waiting for the go-ahead from the team to send the stock car down over the ramp.
I still have no camera. Okay. Is it good? Good to go? Is Justin clear?
Does Justin have a walkie?
No. Yeah. Justin? Oh. Go?
Go.
That's crazy. They used a brick to do it. That's insane.
Okay, it's going.
Wow. That sunroof panel almost took out the drone. I love those freaking GoPro shots because I don't think they showed some of those on the original video.
Oh, snap! It destroyed that for wow! Oh my God!
We gotta get over there. Where's the golf cart?
Dude, that was the sickest thing ever.
Against all odds, Not a Jet Car was a success. Nolan laced it.
Holy crap, boy! This is insane. It went through a bus.
It went right through the emergency exit.
But it's not time to celebrate yet.
Got it. The T-top. That is so sick.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. Ridiculous.
Oh, my God.
I can't wait till here. Jet it.
Yeah, let's do it.
We still have a jet car to jump. And if it doesn't do better than Not a Jet Car, the whole project would be a failure. And we'll be so embarrassed. And with the sun going down on North Carolina, the car was as ready as it can be. It's time to line it up on the drag strip and get into position.
Okay, I do not have camera feed.
We still don't have a camera feed.
You have no camera feed? No?
We still don't have any feed from the FPV. We lost the feed into the FPV. We're currently trying to figure it out because that is the scariest thing that can happen.
These wires.
I got it.
We have visual. Let's go.
Is
I hear him, they're throttle.
All right, it's jet car time, baby.
The car is in park.
Why'd they put it in park? God damn it! God damn it!
Send the jet engine.
Put the car in drive.
Back on full throttle, wait for confirmation.
Go.
Full throttle, wait for confirmation. Full throttle, hit it.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, James.
You imagine with his FPV, he's getting to like literally in real time crash through those buses.
Here it comes. Oh, it's going way faster. It's going so much faster.
Oh!
It pushed the bus over! It just flipped! It's on fire!
Freaking Carl cracks me up, man, with his excitement. He's just hilarious, dude.
Okay, I'm feeling so relieved, dude.
Oh.
Oh, man. I hope it looked cool.
Did we jump an entire football field? No. Was Jet Car a success? Yes.
There's no way. There's no way. Why not? 30 days to build a rocket car? Why not?
Sick. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. Look at this. Whoa.
They need to do a follow-up one now and put like 10 or 15 jet engines and see if they can clear a whole football field.
Oh.
I don't know what I was expecting it to look like. It wasn't bad.
Wow. The hood got peeled back.
Oh, that's what that is.
Wow. What if you had to play football on this?
Boys, I just want to say thank you so much, boys. You guys killed it. That was so epic. Thank you.
Big thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Check out Matt's channel, Warp Perception. He's done a ton of crazy stuff on his.
Big thanks to Mr. Beast and all of his dudes for having us out. This is so good. Go watch.
Go check out Warp Perception. Go check out Donut Media. Go check out Dan Mace. And if for some reason you're seeing this video first, make sure you go check out the other 2 videos from this group of 3 that I did together. It's the first time I've ever done like a group of reaction videos that were all kind of connected in some way. So yeah, hope y'all like this. If you want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next video. Later.